All right, and here we are. Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Tuesday, January 4th, 11:41 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. And it's nice that the new year has started. We got some weekdays rolling. We can see what's going to happen. We can kind of see what's going on in the market. So, of course, BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there always, or at least maybe not more, but just links to things that we talk about and such. Now, I am just getting started here. I have been looking at crypto this morning. I'm just getting here to this little command center. Let's do some refreshing and see what's going on. So Coin 360, looking at the last hour, as you can see, a mix of green and red in the market, a light sprinkling of green. Bitcoin definitely down under 46K. We're at 45,916. That's not too groovy. This is the last hour. And as you see, just refreshed, and basically we're red. So it's been a light sprinkling of green this morning with the alts, but pretty much it's mostly in the red. Bitcoin's doing just plain old shitty. So let's keep on rolling. Looking at spot trading on Binance, 16 billion last 24 hours. That is pure crap. It's up 25%, which is very, very nice last 24 hours. So as you can see on the 7-day graph, we are slowly inching up that volume. And I do think that we're going to see that increases this week goes along. It's Tuesday. It's still a very young week. So okay, we want to be at least 50 or at least 30 billion for a good day. Really for spot right now at 16 billion, but yesterday and today it has been gaining volume pretty steadily. So, crappy volume, but the volume's on the way up. If that is any consolation, we want to see at least 70 or 75 billion for derivatives on Binance. We're seeing 53 billion, up 25% once again. So we are seeing an increase in volume, but we're just not seeing the volume that we would like right now. I'm going to go back to here for one moment, and I want to see if we got Bitcoin trade volume working yet. That's why I mentioned BitcoinDailyView.com, because all this stuff, a lot of things that I reference here and use are there, a link to. So, okay, yeah, we're screwed. I wish Bitcoin trading volume was working, but it ain't. So I'll get that from a different source. I just did not this morning. Looking at longs versus shorts, 76% long, 23% short for Bitcoin on Binance. That's a pretty long bias, actually, I would say. And then for Ethereum on Binance, 71% long, 28% short. Definitely a long bias for Bitcoin and Ethereum on Binance this morning. But looking at some bad news on the daily chart, we did get a negative MACD cross. Okay, so just there, we are seeing a negative MACD cross on the daily. Now that could turn around, definitely could, but right now it is a negative cross. So negative MACD cross equals, well, definitely a tendency towards the downside. So we are below the 200 moving average on the daily chart, and it's the white moving average there. And of course, the 314, which is the blue, and the 50, which is the green. And basically, we're below the important moving averages. We've been struggling to try to keep within the range. Like, it's really not a big deal to stay. Well, oftentimes, a powerful place that you will find yourself is between the 200 and the 314 moving average. And Bitcoin did try to do that. It broke above the 200 and the 314 a time or two on the daily recently. But basically, it just ain't happening. So if we look here, a curious thing, let's pull in, let's see on the daily chart here. Let's do like this. Sorry about that. Daily chart. We'll look at a more immediate price action and some alts too while we are here. But let's just kind of go like this. I'm going to do a fib sequence. Boom. Right here. Back when we found a good foundation on a 200 moving average and started trending up. So I'm going to do that. And this is a lot of data that we're pulling in here. We're going way back to around 1st of May when this fib sequence is starting. So now if we look at this, right, this does tend to fit. And I think also you can see where if you look at the 618 pocket here, the 618 sweet spot, look at that. We definitely have worked it there some on the daily chart, and we found support there and moved up from there. If a fib sequence fits, then it fits. So just a little quick tutorial on the fib. When you do a fib sequence, try different time frames, try different points where you're playing with it. They are profoundly, I have found, accurate. talking about just like the power of the way the universe works. I mean, I don't know why it does, but it does. They do. It could just be that people think they should, so they did, so they do, whatever. Our intent creates and affects reality. So whatever, one way or the other, the Fib sequences are very powerful. And find a place that it fits, and you'll find that it fits. If you manipulate it a little bit, that's fine. We all manipulate reality to our liking anyway, right? I do. So with that said, looking here, if the 618 pocket has been really played with here, and definitely a place where you found support, that tends to be a kind of a center of the Fib sequence that I look at. And here you can definitely see it sticky right there. So I think this Fib sequence is legit. I think it means something the way it's placed here time-wise. And where are we? We're at the 382. I find that here's the thing. If you go up and you get between your high and a 236, that line there, if you hang out there, it's never really a powerful place. I don't like to stay there very long. It usually means you're not going to continue being there very long. It usually, to me, means you're going to find some more downside. Now, as you can see, Bitcoin hung out there a little bit too long and it dumped. Also, between the 236 and the 382, if you stay there too long, you usually end up going down. That's what I have found. That's just my experience with the Fib, and I use it like all the time. So with that said, do note this: we're sitting here on the 382 Fib line, right around 45,600, 45,700 basically. So we have had support and resistance there in the past. And let's see what happens. A curious move that we could do. Let's have a little bit of fun here. I'm gonna move this. Damn it! Sorry about that. Let me get rid of that. Go to here. I'm going to move this right here. So the chart, so what you're seeing in the chart is just where this Fib sequence is in play. And we're going to fire up the, what I don't see there. Where are you? Let me got my indicators here. See if I can find it quickly. VPVR is there. Visible range. Boom. Let's fire that thing up. It's right there in the indicators. You can find that thing out there on TradingView. Let's go to it. VPVR, and let's edit this thing, and let's just say inputs. Let's go to I like to use 1024 is kind of a sweet spot, and yeah, that'll do. Maybe just about 30% here. We don't want to take up the whole screen. With that said, now, where is our, looking at this thing here, where is our greatest volume? Unfortunately, looking at the visible range, our greatest volume was way down here. So this really is not too useful. So forget the BPVR that I just did. It doesn't mean much in this context. Anyway, at least I'm honest. I'm not gonna kid you. I thought maybe that would have a little bit more value, but it doesn't. Anyway, with that said, note, like I say, on the daily chart, we have this negative MACD cross. That probably means we're going to see some lows. Now, I would just, my little conjecture here, looking at the way things are, would not surprise me if, let's see what happens. Anything goes. I would just say, to me, it's a shaky time. That's just my personal opinion of it. It's not a real confident time that I have here in the for Bitcoin one way or the other. Definitely we're in a bounce zone, but I usually find, this is a daily chart. I know we're pulling in a lot of data, but when we are in a situation like this, when you see a pattern like this, to me, usually you're going to see a 0.5 bounce, or maybe even a 0.618 bounce. And I mean, that would be, let's just go all out and be kind of crazy. If we got a 0.618 bounce, that would be damn powerful. It would be. And so would a 0.5 bounce would be damn powerful. And a 618 bounce even more, because sometimes when you run up, you got to give a lot back before you run up again. And so let's see how that kind of rolls. We could see 38,000. We could see 31, 32,000 before we see a bounce. And if we do, well, we do. Do your risk management. I mean, definitely when you see things like this is just unsolicited advice. But if you are a Bitcoin hodler and you're hodling, you don't care, because I have confidence too. We'll probably see 100K Bitcoin this year. I really kind of have confidence in that. So if you want to sit back, stack sats, and chill and dollar cost average, do so. But if you are swinging some in and out on the daily chart here, we just hit a daily MACD negative cross myself. I hedged out some. I pulled some out over to USDC because maybe I'll lose some gains, possible gains, but I do think very, very likely we could see, some lows here. Just watch that, 0.5 fib level. That's 38,000, 38,500. A 618 pocket would be like 31,000 to 29,000. So I'm not saying I want that to happen. Just know that if we take our passion and our if we just look at the chart, there's a good chance that could be the case. This MACD definitely, if it continues to be negative and that histogram starts opening towards the negative direction, which it already is basically, then well, down is the way we're going to go until we see until at least we see a tangent like here of the MACD turn positive, a tangent turning positive. It starts to lend towards the up. So really, with that said, be careful, y'all. I love my Bitcoin, and I have a certain amount that I hodl all the time, no matter what, that I'm going to just keep and keep and keep until whatever, but I do have a percentage of my hodl that I do roll in and out quite often, depending on MACD crosses on the daily, or basically just when the market gets bearish or bullish. There's a part of me that does not want to ride it all the way down to the bottom. I mean, we all have our, PTSD from when it bounced off 3,500, if you really, in a sense, there's a lot of warning that dump was coming when we were at 20K, but a lot of us just ignored it because we had an ideal. We wanted it to be positive, nothing wrong with stacking sats and chilling, nothing wrong with hedging out into USDC or USDT, whatever, and letting Bitcoin have a down market and then hopping back in when you get a confirmed uptrend. Why not? I mean, it took me a couple years to realize that I'm here to make money. Anyway, looking at the 45-minute chart, it's kind of crap. Let's fire up some indicators here for immediate price action. I mean, do note that like right here, we broke below the 200 moving average pretty darn hard. We've been trying to break above it again and trying to get out of this downwards trend. But right now on the short term, like looking at the 45-minute chart, we had a little bit of a push earlier this morning. You can kind of see here, we had a push. We try to get above that 200 moving average, and we did hit the top of the RSI cave, and we just got rejected. We could not handle it. So basically, there was some buying pressure. You can see it right there. You can see the green candles, but the bulls and the bears came in and said no. So basically, look at that on the squeeze indicator. We're beginning to see velocity towards the downside. So we're seeing a dump, which who knows how far this will go. Maybe we'll see a bounce off the bottom of the RSI cave here at around 45,200, 45,300. Could very very well be. So anyway, everybody, let's also look at, since we're dumping kind of hard here, this is a 45-minute chart. It does show that we are on the way down. Let's look at an hourly here, just so we can get a peek at the stochastic RSI on the hourly does not show that we're anywhere near the bottom yet. Let's look at a 4-hour chart for Bitcoin. Same thing. Do note, like I mentioned yesterday, just saying here in the 4-hour chart, what if we actually came all the way down to the bottom of the RSI cave here? That would be 44,700, 44,800 or so. So I do have limit orders in at 44,000. 900, 44,850, and 44,800. Just limit orders, Hail Mary, boom, but we do that negative MACD cross. We might continue down even further than that. And looking at the 4-hour chart, 4-hour chart does not show, for me personally, anything that lends towards this firming up or turning around yet. So my guess is, looking at a 4-hour chart, is probably the bottom of the RSI cave. But negative MACD, we might be rocking down for a little while. Sucks ass, but it's reality. So do what you will, play it how you want. I'm just saying, myself personally, I'm a Bitcoin altruist. I have a certain amount of my hodl that I'll always keep. But with that said, I do swing some in and out because, well, I can't go bankrupt, or I prefer not to, right? So negative MACD cross, weak ass looking chart under the 200 moving average. This daily chart, if I take my passion out of it, it means hedge a little bit out. Okay. Not financial advice. I'm a crazy person in a messy garage. Okay. So I'm just saying. With that said, looking at Ethereum versus BTC, this continues to be a good play. It's riding the top of that RSI cave. This is a 45-minute chart. It's pushing hard. These indicators look pretty damn strong. Ethereum versus BTC. If Ethereum can outclimb the dump or stay level, man, an ETH BTC trade, I'm telling you, I get closer to rolling into that all the time. But Ethereum versus USDT, it bursted above, it got above that 200 moving average. It bounced, it blew past the 314, it got to the top of the RSI cave, it wicked above it. Now it's getting rejected hard. Very well may bounce in that 200 moving average. Its indicators don't look too shitty. We got to see what happens, but a 200 moving average bounce for Ethereum versus USDT, a 200 moving average bounce will be right around 37,000. I'm sorry, that's later this year. 3,750 or 307,075. Yeah, about 3,750. Yeah, 3,750, 307, 3,760 or so. That'd be a 200 moving average bounce. Sweet ass limit order bounce right there. Might make you some money. Just hop out before it runs up again, and then I'd be looking forward to get rejected on the 314 or the top of the RSI cave, unless the indicators were looking really, really strong. But in general, Ethereum a little bit more fight than Bitcoin is having. Let's look at a 4-hour chart for Ethereum versus BTC. I'm sorry, Ethereum versus USDT. Let's look at that. If we look at this monster, I like what I'm kind of seeing here. Let's roll like this. I'm going to fire up a Fibonacci sequence here. Let's go here. Let's go right about to here. Okay. Let's roll like that. Go to that all-time high. And where are we right now? Definitely we've been flirting with this 0.5 fib level here on the 4-hour chart. You can definitely see previous support and resistance there. It's all about, are we going to go down to that 618 before we bounce down around 35,070, or are we going to bounce from here? 0.5 is a respectable place to bounce, but to be honest with you, I find stronger bounces off that 618. So it's all about what's going to happen right now. Place your bets. I mean, Bitcoins they are going to definitely have a lot to do with what Ethereum does here. But this chart is looking pretty darn good. Honestly, it's looking a lot better than Bitcoin's, in my opinion, right now. So Ethereum versus BTC trade. Tell me what you think. You guys got the stones to get into it. ONG yesterday, broke above that 200 moving average, wicked hard. It's doing some sideways action with Bitcoin's volatility, but these indicators, watch these for a turn up. ONG versus USDT. This could be a player. I'm watching it. All right. Looking at Sol versus USDT. This monster has been on fire. This thing is a beast. Look at that. Anyway, strong 200 moving average bounce, been on the way up ever since, following this channel very, very, very powerfully. It's getting below the heartbeat right now. We'll see if we see a turnaround towards the bottom of there. Indicators looking kind of, well, not weak, but they look like they're, we're going to see a bit of downturn before we see a turn up, but I doubt it would be below the upwards channel here. So Sol versus USDT. This thing is a beast right now. It's called Phantasma. One thing about it though, it's a pain in the ass coin, because you can only get it on KuCoin and the SushiSwap and Uniswap. So if you are a Uniswap warrior, hey, maybe a good play. If you use KuCoin, then good to go. Not a bad place to get it. You can get it versus Tether or Bitcoin or Ethereum there on KuCoin. So KuCoin or Uniswap warriors, Phantasma, look it up, do your own research. It is a pretty darn full featured ecosystem. I'll talk about it later at some point, but watch this one. It might definitely be a play as we roll into 2022. This thing might be a Lambo coin. Just saying. I'm not even shilling it, right? I don't give a crap. Get in or don't. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just saying that it's one that I definitely am. I've been layering into as it rolls up. I think it's got a very bright future. It's pretty badass. It's a good project. So tradingview.com. Let's look at a few other alts right now. Let's look at, for fun, let's look at Doge versus USDT. Everyone, I don't want to see the overview. I just want to see, sorry about that. I want to just launch chart. There we go. Doge versus USDT. How is this thing doing? It is, you know what? Nope. Doge versus USDT, not impressive right now. SHIB versus USDT. Look at that. How's that doing? One of my favorite coins. Not looking that hot. It just can't quite pull its head out of its ass. Yeah. SHIB versus USDT. Really, the volatility of Bitcoin right now is definitely affecting a lot of alts. So really, like I say, this is why I'm liking things like ONG and Sol. ONG, Even with Bitcoin's volatility, it's staying above the 200 moving average on the 45-minute chart. It bounced off the 314 recently, but it seems to have some real staying power. I like what I'm seeing. It's not just totally going flaccid and giving up with Bitcoin's volatility. Sol versus USDT, it's not taking that shit. It just keeps on running. Beautiful upward sawtooth pattern. Respecting this channel, it's good to go. I'm going to hedge in a little bit more when I see this thing begin to turn around here, and I'll be rolling with Sol into 2022 with some trailing take profits in profit. So with that said, let's go back to Coin360 and refresh it. Is anybody actually showing up for business? No, it's pretty much a red day in the market. It certainly is. Bitcoin trading volume. Everyone say hey, say hello to the trash truck with me. Hello, trash truck. uh, anyway, with the spot trading so low, derivative trading so low, the volume there. I wish I could see Bitcoin trading volume, but I can't right now. That little indicator is not working very well. I'm not. This is. Let's just see what happens. I mean, we're entering 2022. Bitcoin is just kind of flaccid, but you know what? I'm going to start focusing on and bringing forth every time. We're going to keep watching some. I'm going to be looking for new ones, alts that are good plays. Because if we do have kind of a bearish, Bitcoin before it turns up as we roll into 2022, we're going to want to get into some alts so we can continue making money, because money is a nice thing. One last little thing I wanted to bring out. Yes. Also here, check this out. This is one of the things I really think is important to notice here. Wing versus USDT on Binance. How's that one doing? A 45-minute chart. So think about forget that one. Let me actually look at my scanner here real quick before we drop off. I do have a little scanner that looks for things that are interesting. Let me look at the latest coins that maybe are popping off right now. Anybody exciting? Oh, Mina. All right. Let's look at that one. Oh, whatever C98 is. Mina. Okay, MINA. So, Mina versus USDT. Can I do it? Mina versus USDT on Binance. Mina, whatever it is, I don't even know. This one's interesting. It definitely has had a bit of a downtrend for a while. These are coins that I really like to score on. So this one here, you can see a bit of a downtrend for a while, but right now it's been riding that 200 moving average. It's really been kind of putting a little bit of effort forth, making a move upwards. So if we check this out here, I mean, we do have a green directional index. ADX is beginning to turn up. The squeeze indicator is indifferent, but not negative. KRI is in the green. Stochastic RSI is definitely bottomed out. It's moving up in the sweet zone. The very ever grumpy wave oscillator by Lazy Bear is positive. This is a 4-hour chart. Sorry, it's not 45 minutes. It's 44. It's a 4-hour chart. And look at that. It just pushed past the 200 moving average, moving up. Look at that! Look at that beautiful buy pressure here we have here. So this is definitely a coin that could be turning up. Mina versus USDT. I like that. Let's look at this on the 45-minute chart. 45-minute chart. These indicators look good also. It definitely pushed hard, got to the top of the RSI cave, could not keep going, bounced there. Let's see if we get a bounce to the 200 moving average, and then we might just continue up. So this is a beautiful coin. I like what I'm seeing here. This is definitely one that can start moving. So like I say, if we're going to have a Bitcoin, even when Bitcoin is sort of like, I myself prefer to trade when Bitcoin's been above the 200 moving average on a 45-minute chart for at least 24 to 48 hours, especially if it's on an uptrend. It just makes alt trades safer. But if that's not going to be the case, if we're going to have to just deal with, okay, Bitcoin's going to be flaccid at the moment, there's still alts to make money in, and this one here, look at that. Maybe we're seeing it. Look at that. Perfect. Wick bounce down to the 200 moving average. And are we moving back up? This is an interesting coin. So let's look at this just briefly before we sign off. Okay. Let's sorry about that. Let's pull some data in here. What is it actually doing? Let's see, just it. Look at a 4-hour chart once again. 4-hour chart. All right. So if you grab a 4-hour chart here and you do a fib retracement, let's go here. Boom. And look at this thing. Look at that. We're kind of bouncing. Uh, we've been in this downtrend. We're kind of pulling out of that downtrend. We're kind of doing a bounce off the 618. You don't have to always be right on it. You know, we're close enough. And look at that. Came through the dot 5. Now we're challenging the dot 382. Hey, this is one to watch. I like what I'm seeing. You know, here in the 4-hour chart, we are breaking above that 200 moving average with a vengeance. This thing's moving. Look at that buy volume down there. So even when, you know, Bitcoin wants to go south, you're still going to find alts that you can hop into and make some money. You know, what I tend to do is I take a certain amount of my Bitcoin. Like some of it's always hodl, but I have a certain amount that I swing trade out when Bitcoin is kind of wimpy like that, like it is right now. And I'll take a percentage of that and I'll start playing alts like this that are looking really hot. C98, I have no idea what C98 is, but let's take a look at that. C98 versus USDT. This thing is on Binance. My scanner picked it up. Damn, look at that. Woo. All right. That's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Kind of getting excited. But I mean, look at that beautiful downtrend, beautiful downtrend. It bounced off the bottom of its RSI cave, made a strong move above the 200 moving average, bounced off the 314, not a problem at all. It's ranging between the 314 and the 200 here on the 4-hour chart. That makes sense to me. It's now challenging that 314 moving average and the RSI cave. This thing is looking pretty hot. Indicators look like it's game time. Like it might continue up. So C98, whatever you are. Oh, and look at the 45-minute chart. It broke above the 200 moving average. It broke above the 314 moving average. It's now cooling off. It wicked below the 314, but not all the way to the 200. Got some nice buying pressure there. These indicators in general are okay. I'm going to give this thing a chance to chill. Probably come back down into 200 before it continues up. But this is a strong break. This blue diamond here is a blockchain education thing, okay? And I'll get into that before we sign off. But we got above the 314, the 200 moving average within 2 candles, and boom, you get a blue diamond merit badge. That usually tends to be a very, very strong break. And I like what I am seeing here. I see some things that are blockchain education trade secrets that I can't quite share right now, but I'll tell you what, I'm seeing some things here in this chart that are pretty friggin' powerful. So C98, whatever it is, versus USDT on Binance and some other exchanges, go time maybe. So anyway, you know, you got ONG getting ready to party in a good spot. You got Sol versus USDT. It wants some action. Wing, screw Wing. I forgot. I don't even know why my scanner even picked that one up. C98 versus USDT. Boom! This thing's looking for action. I'm gonna wait for all these three. ONG, Sol, and ONG, Sol, and C98, especially C98 here is very interesting. I'm gonna let these guys just percolate a little bit before I get in. They're kind of in that like I just pumped and I'm cooling off stage, but when they get in that ring for the second round, I'm gonna be on it. And somebody just mentioned something. I can't quite make that out. So anyway, hey everybody. I just wanted to mention as I chime off here, two of my favorite things are blockchain education. Check them out. Link in the show notes. It is an affiliate link, but I've been a member for over 3 years, and I wouldn't be without it. I've learned a tremendous amount there. Check them out. Absolutely worthwhile. 24/7 chat. You can have it's a beautiful thing. You can compare charts and everything. Also, Trade Genius, they're linked there too. Both those groups, check them out. And I think that they can definitely help you be profoundly profitable in 2022. My unsolicited advice, and not financial advice, of course, is join both and see what you like better, because they're going to help you go far, whether you are a new trader or an experienced trader, especially if you're doing crypto. One thing Trade Genius has that blockchain education does not have is they have traditional markets, and they have a VIP room where you can chat. It's a Skype call, and we're all freaking getting and putting, and we're making money every day. And you got serious pros. You got Bob Kula and such in there that are trading, and you're hanging out there right with them. And even if you want to just kind of stay on the sidelines, you will learn so much just listening to that. And anyway, with that said, remember, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, And you know what? For every SHIB Satoshi you own and Doge Satoshi you own, a piece of garbage globalist cries. Let's keep them crying and let's make money, whether we got a bull or a bear market rolling into 2022. I'll see you guys tomorrow.